Leavenworth students. We are here again in celebration of our Read Across America. I'm excited today to be able to read to you. I have a very special book. The name of the book that I'm going to be reading today is called The Kindness Quilt. It's a book that is written by Nancy Elizabeth Wallace. This book is a special book. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it before we read it, because I want you to know that there's two stories in this book. And so one of the stories is a fable, and it's just a little piece that is used in the story that the author uses to establish the message of the book. And so we talked about the title of the book being The Kindness Quilt. I want you to listen to it very carefully and really think about what the characters are doing and what the outcome of the message is. And I'm excited to tell you that we are going to be doing a project that is going to be very exciting, very similar to what's in the book. So let's get started with reading our story. The Kindness Quilt by Nancy Elizabeth Wallace. One Friday at Sharing Circle, Mina helped Mrs. Bloom hold up a large green book. "I love stories," Mina said. "I do too," said Mrs. Bloom. "I'm going to read an Aesop fable." Mrs. Bloom began reading. The Lion and the Mouse. Long ago, a tiny mouse was scampering through the jungle. By and by, he came upon a giant lion snoozing in the tall grass. The mouse was feeling playful, so he plucked a blade of grass and tickled the lion's nose. "Grrr!" roared the lion, grabbing the little mouse in his huge padded paw. "What is this, an afternoon snack? Please, 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 don't eat me," begged the mouse. "Someday I will do something nice to help you." "Ha, ha, ha," laughed the lion. "You help me." But he let the mouse go and fell back asleep. A few weeks later, the mouse was scurrying home when he heard a terrible roar. There was his friend trapped in a net. The little mouse gnawed on the ropes with his sharp teeth and set the mighty lion free. When the story ended, Mina sat down. Then Mrs. Bloom asked, "What's the moral of this fable?" I know, said Mina. "It's about kindness. The lion let the mouse go, and later the mouse helped the lion. I think they both felt happy about being kind." Tyrone said, "It shows you can be kind whether you're little or big." Lindsay said, "We should try to do something kind every day." Dave said, "I'm kind to noodles." "Yes," said Mrs. Bloom, "kindness is a good thing for all of us to practice, no matter how big or small we are. I know that you are all very kind, so let's celebrate kindness with a do and draw and share kindness project." That night, Mina told Mom, Dad, and Pip, "Mrs. Bloom wants us to do something kind. Then make a picture about it and take the picture to school to share. It's a kindness project." "That's a wonderful idea," said Mom. "But," Mina said, "I'm not sure what to do." "We can help you with ideas," said Dad. Early Saturday morning, before Mom and Dad got up, Mina read to Pip. "Reading me books is a good idea for your kindness picture, Mina," said Pip. Mina nodded, but she said, "I'm still thinking." Before lunch, Mina went with Mom to community cleanup. Picking up litter in the park is being kind to our earth, said Mom. That could be an idea for your kindness picture. Mina nodded, but she said, I'm still thinking. Later in the afternoon, Mina and Dad cooked creamy potato soup for supper. Mina took a big jar to the neighbors. After supper, Mina got a pencil and paper. Kindness, kindness. She whispered to herself. There are lots of kinds of kindness. Dad brought Mina a snack. Yum, said Mina. Sharing the soup with Mr. and Mrs. Checker would be a good idea for your kindness picture, said Dad. Mina nodded, but she said, I'm still thinking. You can use my new markers, Mina, said Pip. Thanks. Mina started writing and drawing. Later, Mom tiptoed in. She brought Mina scissors and more paper. Mina smiled. Thanks, Mom. Then Mina started cutting. On Sunday afternoon, Mina looked at what she had written and drawn and cut out. Suddenly, Mina knew what she wanted to do. On Monday, Mina took her artwork to school. She listened to Carrie, Tyrone, Kyle, and Lindsay share pictures of their acts of kindness. When it was Mina's turn, she held up her artwork. Ooh, said the class. It looks like a beautiful quilt, said Lindsay. Wow, said Tyrone. If you want to, you can make yours look like a quilt too, said Mina. Great, said Mrs. Bloom. Let's get out our art materials. Kyle, Carrie, Tyrone, Lindsay, since you shared your kindness art today, you can work on your quilt squares. Mina can help. They cut and glued. They taped their acts of kindness together. Mrs. Bloom hung the paper quilt on the small bulletin board. As the days passed, more acts of kindness happened. Maya sent a card. Esteban helped his neighbor. Aman held a door open. Dave took care of Noodles, and the kindness quilt grew until it overflowed the small bulletin board. Mrs. Bloom and the children had to move it to the big bulletin board. As the days passed, more and more acts of kindness happened. Jadelyn was kind to Keisha. Keisha was kind to Zach. Zach was kind to AJ. AJ was kind to Mina. When the kindness quilt overflowed the big bulletin board, Mr. Cooper helped them hang the quilt on the long wall in the hall. Soon other classes joined in, and the kindness quilt kept growing and growing and growing. The end. Boys and girls, I would like for you to think about a time when you did something kind for someone. Or maybe think about what kindness means to you and how we can start spreading it all around our school and in your classrooms each and every day here at Ann Leavenworth School. And so your teacher is going to be giving you a piece of paper this big, and I would love to be able to hang a big quilt on our school that shows all of our kindness. So I hope that you participate in our kindness quilt, and I can't wait to see all of the wonderful drawings and all of the great acts of kindness that are going to start happening at our school. Thank you and have a great day.